Hello my dear friend, I'm glad to see you on the Tech Vector channel. Finally, Apple has announced the release date of the iPhone 14. The presentation will take place on September 7 at 10 AM Pacific time. In this video we will discuss new leaks and news that are already known before the presentation. But before starting, I recommend subscribing to my channel, like and click on the bell so as not to miss the release of new videos. The streaming format will continue this year, because Apple has announced that they will be hosting the event on September 7th. However, a selected group of media will be invited to Apple Park who will be able to watch new items on the day of release. September presentation focus on new smartphones, but may also present the Apple Watch 8, Apple Watch 8 Pro, Apple Watch SE second generation. May also introduce new AirPods Pro second generation. You can see all the interesting leaks in my previous video in tips. Analysts do not expect big change in the new line of Apple smartphones. In any case, we will find out all the news in the couple of days at an official event. But there's still something interesting. Apple must introduce 4 smartphones: iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Max, iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. Moreover, the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro will have a 6.1-inch screen, but the iPhone 14 Max and iPhone 14 Pro Max will have a 6.7-inch display. In iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Max, the processor will most likely be installed as in the 13th iPhone, namely the Apple A15 Bionic. iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max will have a new Apple A16 Bionic processor. And Pro models will also have a promotion display with support for adaptive screen refresh rate from 1 Hz to 120 Hz. Also in Pro models the main camera will be 48 megapixel. All of the iPhone 14 models coming this year are expected of feature and upgraded front camera with a wider f1.9 aperture and autofocus capabilities. The wide aperture would let more light to pass through the lens to reach the sensor for sharper, crisper photos and improved depth of field. The autofocus improvements would boost focus adjustment during video calls. With the iPhone 13 Pro models, Apple introduced an improved 6-element ultra-wide lens with an improved f1.8 aperture, with these improvements expected to come to the standard iPhone 14 models. The iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max models will get a pill-shaped cutout and hole punch cutout that replace the notch. There is confirmation that the always-on display will appear in the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. The latest Xcode 14 beta has hinted at an always-on display for the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. Mac rumor writer Steve Mother found that the iPhone 14 Pro can remove some additional details from the display when it is in lock mode, while leaving the main details visible. We also noticed a sign of black and white version of the widget, which used to be mostly color in Xcode 14. This fact may also indicate the introduction of the always-on display feature in the iPhone 14 Pro. In the latest beta of iOS 16, the sleep tooltips provide information about how the always-on display works. The wallpapers that the beta offers for nighttime are dimmer and not brighter, which will make it possible to use less power for the always-on display feature. This feature will be limited to iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. At the same time, the refresh rate of the screen of this device will vary from 1 Hz Hz to 120 Hz. This will make it possible even at 1 Hz to display notification, time and widget on an always-on screen. And now let's talk about estimated prices. iPhone 14 will cost $799 in the base configuration. The iPhone 14 Max will start at $899. The iPhone 14 Pro will cost $1,099 and the iPhone 14 Pro Max will cost $1,199. Naturally, also 4 basic configurations. The iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro could come in purple. By the way, why does the event invitation look like this? There is the version divider. Apple will add the function of astrophotography to the camera of the new iPhone. I have doubted about this version because periscope camera are not predicted in iPhone in 2022. The second version is more true. There have been rumors about it for a long time. Satellite connectivity. The Qualcomm Snapdragon X65 enables some satellite connectivity features, and alongside the modem, Apple plans to implement Satellite Bytes emergency feature that will let users to send text in emergency situation and report major emergencies in area where there is no cellular coverage. Emergency message via satellite will allow users to text emergency service and connect using a satellite network when there is no cellular or Wi-Fi signal available. It will be a new communication protocol alongside SMS and iMessage. Message lengths will be restricted. Another interesting news that does not concern the upcoming presentation. Developer Neil Agarwal created a special website where each user can design their own iPhone model. On this site you can add new ports to the device, unusual accessories and also change the color. By going to the resource you can see the projection of the iPhone 13 Pro. The device presented on the site is completely empty. There are no ports, buttons and cameras. The program offers to add the following things to your iPhone: professional and dual cameras, volume button, mute switch, lightning port, notch, Apple and Android logos, home button, power button, antenna, headphone port, front camera, single camera and so on. This tool is interesting in that only you decide what your device will be, and it is possible to combine what is not compatible. For example, make the iPhone look like an iPod, or give the device a color that hasn't been there before. For those who are interested, you can try yourself as the creator for a new iPhone. A link to the resource will be in the description under the video. And what do you most expect from Apple event? Write your thoughts in the comments. Well, the most important things you can do is subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so as not to miss the release of new videos. You were on the Tech Vector channel. See you soon.